We already have 3.
But you will.
No tequila, Jack Daniels or absinthe.
So continue with the questions. We're going to save you for later, Miss Autumn. Alexa. There are scores of fan fiction written about our characters in Rebo. So I won't get into that now.
You need a CD? Yeah.
But your character in The Devil's Carnival is very different than Shiloh. So in many ways, you're no longer the innocent Shiloh. You're in some ways the big bad grave robber as Wick. So what's it like to go from being the sweet young girl to the tormentor of men?
Ooh, am I a tormentor of men?
Delicious!
You know, it was a really kind of wonderful experience because I had heard about the Devil's Carnival, but it didn't look like I was going to be involved with it. And about 3 days before they started shooting, I get a phone call from Darren, and he's like, "Can you come in here? We need you to record something now. Read the script. Tell me if you like it, and we want you in this." And I was so happy and elated to be back because this is my family. These are people I love and I care about and who I wanted to work with again for so many years. So to be able to come back and play a character as badass as Wick, something I have never played before. I mean, my boobies are all up in the air. But you know, it was really wonderful, and that transition, I felt like kind of where I'm at in my life just so happened to fit in. So thank you.
Thank you!
Dwight, I don't see Dayton Cowley down there. Where's the ticket keeper? Dayton, get down here. What are you doing back there hiding? Let's get some noise for the ticket keeper. Come on, Dayton, get over here. I want to talk to you next. Dayton, well, I'm obsessed with Dayton. So, do we have any Sons of Anarchy fans in the house? Deadwood fans? So, I've been really lucky in my career that I basically, just a fan. I'm a fanboy more than I'm a director. And I had just gotten through watching the entire season of Deadwood and then got turned on to Sons of Anarchy. And I called Terrence up and I said, "Listen, the ticket keeper, I want you to look at Dayton Cowley," and he 100% knew who he was from Deadwood. And for the next maybe 3 weeks, all I would get was messages from Terrence quoting Deadwood quotes and his character quotes. And it was pretty amazing because you were the first person we called about the ticket keeper, and I said, this thing was kind of modeled after you and made after you. How do you get in these shows? I mean, like, seriously, to go from something like Deadwood, then to go to something like Sons of Anarchy, and now this, you're badass. I just want to
Knight's a badass.
I just want to say that I am a fan. And what made you decide to do a musical? Like, I'm some douchebag that just called you and said, "Hey, come sing," and you're like, "Oh, okay."
It's weird. I don't know. I swear I don't know why I did this. But something in talking to you just said, "Fuck it." You know, the script was, I read it and it was like, "Oh wow, this could be fun or tragedy." And I just said, "You know what?" I just trusted Darren and quite a show. It's quite a show. It's like one of those things that I want to mark down. Like, I'm very proud of Deadwood. We're doing Sons, and it's like one of those things that I'm proud to be a part of this Devil's Carnival. And thank you for liking it.
A funny story. I was with Alexa a couple of years ago, and we were actually in Deadwood, and we saw all of these landmarks. It was pretty badass. I got my picture taken under your name from Deadwood. It was pretty real. Charlie Utter, real character. Had no idea. Terrence.
Captain.
As Lucifer in this thing, when I get behind the makeup and Darren calls action, I hope I seem rather confident and bold and devilish. But the reality is, you're on set and you're working with artists you admire, and oftentimes beautiful women. And I remember, I think one of our brief moments on set was In All My Dreams I Drown. And in that world, it was cold, and we were out there, and I was very self-conscious about I gotta walk around and act like a badass, but meanwhile I would kind of want to fanboy over the captain and everyone else on set, and it was sort of like, we had these brief moments, and I said, "You Captain Maggots, I will do your chores." So, with the full makeup on, it was absurd. So,
every time you pass by me, you said that.
so as a real clown, I mean, in some ways, the rest of us are pretending to be carnies. She's a real carny. What was it like coming in to this world, the Devil's Carnival, in many ways the Repo fan base, and spitting fire and being the sexy-ass clown that you are?
It was amazing. It was, I mean, it felt very familiar in some ways to be in clown makeup. You know what was funny was when they were putting clown makeup on me, and I really just wanted to do it myself.
I know that feeling.
Well, did you like the movie? This is your first time seeing it.
It was amazing! Oh my god! That was really, I'm like still kind of like, yeah, it was great. I feel very shaken and wonderful. Yes, that is how I feel. Check.
Captain Maggots, damn. I'm going to go down to SAR for a second. SAR, guys, for the don't know, is the co-composer with Terrence Adonik. SAR. The fucking music, dude. You know, again, talking about me being a fanboy, when I first got the soundtrack or the CD for Repo, I don't know, 10 years ago, when Terrence and I started working on the stage, it was ridiculous because it was like 5 tracks. They had 5 tracks that were done. And I'd walk around for the next week or 2 weeks just singing the songs. So I was really, I think that you two had a lot to live up to for my expectations, because it had to not only be as good as Repo, but Terrence and I always talked about exceeding Repo. When I heard the music for the first time, not only did I get chills, but it's been on a constant loop now for, I don't know, almost a year. So you're a fucking badass. Talk about the process of recording this music, because this is completely different than what Terrence and I had worked on before. Not only the music, but you also did the score for this, which has got its own feel and life and character. So first off, thank you. The music's amazing. It exceeded all my expectations. And last thing I'll say about SAR, which is kind of cool, when you do a musical, you do something called scratch tracks. And what that is that when you have a script, all the music is not written out for the actors. They just have lyrics there. And imagine if you take your favorite band, if you look at the lyrics from a Tool song, but you don't know the music behind it, you kind of can't make heads or tails of it. So what they do, Terrence and SAR, is they actually record the music for the actors to understand. And I just want to say this right now, from hearing SAR do 90% of the songs, he has the voice of an angel.
Thank you. It was actually funny with that is, you know, Terrence has like the lowest voice in the world, and I'm kind of like the highest. So that kind of worked out perfectly for all the characters. The whole process was great because we got to first, you know, Terrence and I have known each other for a long time, and kind of getting kind of a language in how we wrote the songs themselves, and kind of really were able to kind of get a couple of layers in the songs and get something for each character that really helped define them. And then within that, also stylistically, and kind of creating the arrangements for everything was like just a blast, because we're able to find like a different style for each character, and then kind of put that all together so it's one world. And then as far as the score, Darren gave me like a week and a half notice, something like that. And first 2 days was like, cannot do it. After submitting to that, and it was just a blast.
SAR.
I got the soundtrack. I mean, the rough cut, well, whatever. From SAR, and they sent it to me, and I called Darren, and I said, I can't do that.
And the first time we met, actually working on this stuff, the entire time we're sitting together, I'm singing it, he's singing it, and the entire time he's calling me Tiny Tim. It was an awesome experience.
You know, I hope that you guys dug the music.
Oh, hell yeah.
And, you know, at some point, you know, if this becomes a success, and we hope it does, hearing Terrence's and Sarah's scratch tracks of all the songs, they're amazing. And they're vastly different a lot from what you hear in the movie, because I think when an actor gets it, they make it their own. And they're unique. It's kind of cool thing to hear where songs started and where they ended. For example, when you hear Sarah do Grief and then you hear Sean Patrick Flannery do Grief, they're two completely different versions, and they each say something different. So it's an interesting process, and I think that hopefully we can release that sometime.